The weather conditions are particularly harsh on the first two stages of what is commonly known as the race towards the sun. The first stages seem made for the sprinters, but wind, cold and rain make the tracks perilous from the very start. On stage 1 around the valley of the Chevreuse and the Bois d'Arcy, Arnaud Démare surprises everyone and beats Alaphilippe in a sprint final, while Contador loses over a minute on the very first day. Even worse, close to 100 participants lose over 15 minutes to the winner of the day. Stage 2 closely resembles the first one. This time it's the double win of Paris-Nice in 2013 and 2015, Richie Porte, who loses 14 minutes and all hope for a third victory on this classic race. While the Australian from BMC has to give up on his dreams, it's an Italian who comes out of nowhere and beats Degenkolb and the grand favourites on a final sprint. It's the first major success of Sonny Colbrelli's career. And another outsider will take the sprint at Chalon-sur-Saône on stage 3. The Irishman Sam Bennett proves strongest in a massive sprint finish with all the favourites, and Christophe, Degenkolb, Kittel, Matthews, Démare and Greipel don't manage to counter the man from Bora Hansgrohe. In the overall ranking, Arnaud Démare still holds on to the yellow jersey he took on stage 1. On Wednesday, the time trial on the Mont Brouilly is expected to wreak some havoc in the rankings. Last year, the stage had to be cancelled due to snow, but it's expected to be a decisive stage of this edition. Contador is the great favourite, but it's Julien Alaphilippe who sets everyone straight on the 3-kilometer ascent with a slope of over 8% and takes the stage ahead of Contador and specialist Tony Martin. Enough for the Spaniard to harbour hopes for a final victory in Nice, while Alaphilippe takes the yellow jersey. After a transitionary stage to Bourg de Péage taken by André Greipel, the great showdown takes place on Friday. On a stage tailored for the punchers, Alaphilippe starts to show signs of exhaustion, while the stage goes to the British Simon Yates. Sergio Henao finishes second, but Alaphilippe still holds on to the yellow jersey. On Saturday, the main stage is on the menu with a 1,500-meter high-altitude finish at the Col de la Couillole. Being no threat in the general ranking, no one watches Richie Porte, and the Australian uses this to ride to his 5th stage win on the roads of Paris-Nice. Behind him, the favourites fight for the yellow jersey. Henao takes the lead in the GC, but watches Contador get closer by 10 seconds. The decision is made on the final stage around Nice. The Col d'Èze, 15 kilometers before the finish line, doesn't impress Alberto Contador, and he attacks Henao on the Col de Pey. The Spaniard even catches up to the escape group, but has to pay for his efforts on the final descent. He loses the stage to De la Cruz and the race to Henao by a mere 2 seconds. It's the first title here for Sergio Henao. After missing victory by 4 seconds last year, Contador misses only 2 seconds to a third success in Nice. For Henao, it's the first major victory on a European race, and he can start dreaming of the Grand Tours. The green and white jersey go to Julien Alaphilippe, while Lilian Calmejane wins the mountain classification of the 75th Paris-Nice.